Good morning, hello, whatever time of the day it is for you. I want to share with you something that's a little strategy that I'm using because I get a lot of regarding job hunting. I'm probably perhaps it's common sense. Maybe most people already think about this, but just in case there's a few that aren't, that you don't, I get a lot of email from people who are especially younger people, even middle-aged people. Who are struggling to find work and telling me that their submitted resumes are going unanswered. I'm having the same trouble too. When I first started my job search, I was looking for work as a technical trainer and course developer, which is what I did before I came to Japan. 10 years out from that, looks like I've got little chance of getting back into that. Now the resume that I had, now here's the topic of this video is the custom-built resume, the tailor-made resume. And what I'm talking about is the process of making the resume more applicable to the marketplace that you're after. Common sense stuff. I mean, you write a resume, you want to write it, so that it speaks well about you to the audience in question that you're targeting. But I think, whoa, spiderhead. I think sometimes, particularly in my case, I'm guilty of doing this. It kind of come up with a standard resume. It's got the objectives, the experience, the references, the certifications, and interests. And probably a couple of other bullet points. You have that, and you kind of think of that as a general purpose tool that you can apply to various jobs. I used to do that. I used to go through the newspaper. Here's one job there. Later online, here's another job there, and just send the same resume. This is my story. Here it is. This is me. Am I suitable? But now I'm trying to do things, especially now that I'm having trouble. In the past, I really didn't have trouble finding work in the past, but I'm having trouble now. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to switch career tracks, move into a different field of technology. Now, like I said before, I was a trainer before, a technical trainer, course developer. So my resume spoke of that. The stuff that I did relative to course development, the technologies I used to develop training courses, the procedures, the language of the resume, the protocols, all that stuff, front and center said, hey, I'm a professional trainer. You need me. I can help you. Look at that, I'm all dark. Now, what I want to do now, that since I can't get anywhere with that, seemingly, I'm going to try and branch into another field, project management. But I'm not really qualified to become a project manager, not yet at least. 10, 15 years ago, I probably could have gotten in. It was still kind of, at least in the technology industry, it was kind of thing where the field was kind of developing. But now it's a little more formalized. I don't think I can do it. But what I've got my sights set on is something called a business systems analyst, specifically IT business systems analyst. That's like I hope you guys, UBSAs out there that might see this, don't think I'm slighting you, but it's like a step down from a project manager, with the idea of getting my foot in the door and then working my way up to project management. Now, a BSA is more of it's not really the guy that does the actual work at the computer as much as the one that owns the project. There's different types of BSA, owns the project and sees the project through to completion. It's very similar to a project manager in many ways in terms of knowing who the stakeholders are, coming up with a design plan but particularly for this case for IT systems, design plan, coming up with planning, designing, implementing, and then seeing it through the life cycle of the process. So, now what do I do with that? How do I break into that with a background in training? Well, the stuff that I did as a trainer included a lot of stuff that a BSA would need to do. There was a lot of project management-like activities that were involved. Team, getting an assignment when I was a trainer, get an assignment, build a team, come up with a schedule, come up with a plan, and then deliverables and things that were required, and then seeing that through. Ohayou gozaimasu. Seeing that through to completion. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing as a BSA. So what I'm doing is I basically took my resume, sent it away, clicked Microsoft Word, clicked on a new thing, opened up a new page, and starting from scratch with a new objective that describes not the objective of a course developer or a trainer, but the objective of a business systems analyst. repurposing my experience and my skills to that description. Now, I've been studying for the last 3 odd weeks, and I've become certified in or almost certified. I finished the training. I just need to go through the test now in a particular certification level for BSA, something called ITIL. And so now I know the language, and now I know the vocabulary and what to say to describe it. Now, I'm not making stuff up. I'm not lying on my resume. I'm simply describing myself in the appropriate language of the industry, because the stuff applies. I mean, it really does. It's just better to use the right language in this case. And then what I've done is I've redesigned my experience level to, instead of describing the training work that I did, describing the project management, leadership, and team building and evidence of successful delivery of value to the customer. Instead, by project, laid it out by organization and then project, and breaking it all down. And then what I've done also is I've played with a timeline. Okay, now typically in a resume you would have your timeline where you have it's chronological order from oldest to newest. Now I've got this huge 10-year gap between the last thing that had really any dear relevance to BSA type of work. So I'm right there at the top. I said experience, and then I put in parentheses ordered by relevance. Okay, so the experience is listed by the most relevant item to the job that I have first, followed down. I've got a couple of different bullet items on my resume that are relevant, so those are at the top. So the person that would read the resume sees my objective written in the language of the industry, describing honestly what I've done in the past in the same type of terms that would be, there goes the bullet train. Same types of terms that would be relevant to the job, and then my experience by the most relevant first. So it kind of makes me look, instead of making me look like someone that's been out of the game and has basically a distinct skill set from the job I'm after, it makes me look like a much more applicable, suitable candidate for the job, without lying, without exaggerating, without doing anything but simply redescribing my skills and my history in the language of the industry that I've come to know now. And I wanted to share this with you because I haven't yet seen it work. I don't have a job yet, but I'm thinking that this will be a big help for me. And hopefully for others that are struggling, because I get so many email from people who are looking. So the idea basically then is if you basically have you. You have your experience, you have your history. You can create a different story to match the audience that you're after. Create a separate resume for each industry that you might be applying to. If you're going down the list and you're circling jobs in 3 different industries, perhaps take the time, it takes about an afternoon in my case, to redo a resume. Take the time to develop 3 separate resumes that position you as best for each one of those. Now, if you're a young person just starting out and you don't have a work history, that's a little harder to do. But if you're somebody like me that's got a couple of decades worth of work under their belt, you can take a little creative effort and describe yourself in a way that may land you a job. I'm hoping it'll land me a job. Wish me luck. Okay, I wish you guys luck too. Good luck. Take care, everybody. See ya. Hey, one more thing. Suddenly I'm in a greenhouse and I've got a different shirt. I was just thinking I will post a link to my LinkedIn profile page. LinkedIn, of course, being the social media for business, like for friends and family, but LinkedIn is for business connections. It's a great place, and I have my page over there with a lot of connections and stuff, and you can go see, I posted up there my resume, basically an outline of my experience. It's kind of like integrated right into the page. It's kind of neat. So if you're curious to see what I'm up to, go check it out. There goes the bullet train. I better go back and get this going. Talk to them later. If you like, connect to me on LinkedIn. I'd love to be your friend on LinkedIn, connected. And let's see you there. Bye-bye.